We have a problem with drunk driving in Minnesota, and we have an even bigger problem with figuring out what to do with people who have done it time after time after time. Welcome to Drive Time. It's Jason. Dan is here. Mark Fry on the news. This story has me absolutely furious. A woman in Eagan is hit and killed by a drunk driver. She was walking in an intersection over the weekend. And a guy, this is a 40-year-old woman, she's from Richfield, Leslie Youngberg. The guy who is charged with crashing into her and killing her has been convicted of drunk driving 3 times. 3 times over the last 14 years. There are examples all over the world of countries that take this more seriously than we do. My question for you, is it time to take drunk driving so seriously that we go to zero tolerance? That we go to one time that you're over .08 and you're spending a month in lockup, or you're getting, as they do in a couple countries around the world, you get fined based on what your salary is. So you spend 30 days locked up and you have to pay 1 month's salary. 651-461-9226. It is the one crime that I think people sort of wink, could happen to anybody. And here this woman is killed because a guy should 0% be driving. 58-year-old in Dakota County District Court was charged today. And the Star Tribune reporting that he's being held on $300,000 bail, and they confiscated his passport to make sure he doesn't make a run for it. But this guy was last convicted, and this frosts me too. This goes to, it's not only you and me and lawmakers who don't take drunk driving seriously enough. This guy lost control of his car, flipped his vehicle onto its roof in Richfield in January of 2023. His blood alcohol content was .118, nearly 1.5 times the legal limit for driving. He was convicted in 2023, sentenced to 30 days in jail and 3 years of supervised probation, but he was released from probation a full year early. So he would have still been under probation over the weekend when he killed this lady. He would have still been on probation. Maybe he wouldn't have been driving. I don't know. You never know with this stuff. But why would a judge let him off of probation a year early? I don't know. I think we have this idea because you and I cannot see ourselves committing a murder. Most of us can't see ourselves committing assault or kidnapping. Even like some of these reckless car crashes, you're like, well, I don't think we would be driving at 120 miles an hour and slam into somebody. So it's easy for us to kind of have this tough on crime approach with a bunch of crimes that you could never consider yourself doing. Something about drunk driving that too many of us are like, well, how many times did I not get caught? The reality is people are being killed. Someone was killed this weekend because of a drunk driver. And you don't see the outrage about it. If it's your family, maybe you get outraged about it. To me, it is outrageous. I believe that if you get convicted of drunk driving once, you should spend 30 days in lockup. And if you get convicted twice, I don't know, man. It's got to be more serious than 3 years probation that they knocked down to 2. Interlock devices, I think everybody should be required. You got to blow. You got to blow to drive. But I do think you need to be locked up on first offense. Too often that it gets negotiated down, and it sets the table for people who are just going to do this over and over and over. 651-461-9226. One texter says, yes, lock up on your first offense. However, we need more prevention. All bars should have to card all patrons, and your license should show if you've been convicted of drunk driving, and then the bar can't serve you. Oh, that's interesting. I would support that 100%. You get convicted of drunk driving. I think on first offense, everything's digital, right? You can set up, a lot of these bars scan your license anyway, like a bouncer scans the barcode. You would think you could code the license or punch a hole in it or something for while you're on probation. Jason, 100% agree. We are way too easy on drunk drivers. Gary is in St. Louis Park. Gary, thanks for listening. Do you think we're too lenient on drunk drivers?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Oh, my gosh, yes. And I've got the perfect solution, and I feel no mercy for anybody that gets stuck with this. Your first offense, $50,000 fine, and you sit your big chocolate butt in jail until every cent of it is paid.
$50,000.
That would eliminate a lot of people from driving drunk.
Yeah. That you would think that would change behavior, right? Like when you know that the penalty is so severe that would change things. I sometimes wonder, you don't see the remember when they used to have like those like the highway stops where they just pull everybody over and test.
Oh yeah.
And
I remember that.
It must be unconstitutional or illegal or something, but to me it seems very reasonable that if you thought that there is a chance they're going to pull over everybody, it would change the way that you behave out there. You know, maybe we don't have the people to do it. I don't know, but I do think those kind of things would make a difference. $50,000. Yeah.
The problem is it's constant. There's nothing deterring a lot of these people. It's everywhere you go, every highway, even every side street. People are just flying up and down the road like we're supposed to yield to them or something.
I know. It's never. I feel like it's never been this bad, Gary. When I'm out on the roads, I just have never felt like sort of as fearful as I do today.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And there's got to be something bigger than what we're holding over their heads right now.
I think so.
And something like that. If I knew I was going to get hit $50,000 and I sit in jail until every cent of it is paid, man, I'm watching my speedometer.
Gary, thank you. Hank is in Hudson. Hank, thanks for listening. Do you think we're too lenient on this?
Yes, I do blood alcohols for 5 years, and it's an addiction. It's like somebody on meth. They don't care. They'll get in their car and continue to drive because it's an addiction to alcohol. So you get that taken care of. But the fact that I found out that they want is their car. Where's my car? And I always thought, you get caught driving drunk, your vehicle gets impounded until you finish a drug treatment program. Doesn't matter if it's grandma's car, your sister's car, or your girlfriend's car. It gets impounded. You pay for the impounding every week it sits there. Because I do blood alcohols on people. I had kept track of it in a book, and there were people I drew blood alcohols on at least 5 times within a year.
Wow, same people.
They were revoked. Their license was revoked. Their insurance was gone. It's an addiction, and you've got to treat both the addiction and my way of curing it was take away the vehicle.
Interesting.
And they can't drive. Okay.
Hank, thank you. Appreciate that. You know, I think that is worth considering. Is that the move where your vehicle gets impounded, where it is, you know, hearing Hank that when he was dealing with people who were suspected of drunk driving and testing their blood alcohol level, that the reality is the number one question was, where's my car? Interesting. The flip side of it is the other point that Hank made, and Jason raises this on Facebook, watching our Facebook video stream, that it is an addiction. Yeah. And so is there a punishment that can affect behavior? I think there is, because there's an addiction for some, and there is reckless behavior for others, right? You can't maybe affect the addiction.
And it isn't a one solution fixes everything kind of deal. You know, I as much as I appreciate Gary's idea of that severe punishment,
the 50 grand,
it doesn't take into account that there are, and a lot of times the multiple recidivisms, the folks that have 60 DUIs, that's an addiction situation, and you can, you know, make it $11 million of a fine. It doesn't matter. They're going to do what they're going to do, which doesn't mean we shouldn't punish people. It doesn't mean that there isn't a place for deterrence and for punishment. That's going to work for some folks. But I think to Hank's point is enormously important for the folks that have an addiction issue. Yes, punishment, but if there's not also some form of treatment involved, then, you know, you can come up with whatever punishment you want. It's not going to fix the problem. The trick with treatment is that you can force somebody to go to a treatment program. If they're not really ready to do the deal and gets clean, it's not going to work. So it's a really complicated situation.
Let's break. Lots of texts. What's your idea? Is there a tougher punishment? Is there a better way? I think we all agree that we're too lenient on this. But what do we do?